all of this inspired by this fabric swatches. Hello everyone, it's Dragana from Saacibo. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I had a blast. For the last week I've been creating all kinds of ephemera, and everything that you see here on my desk, it's quite a lot, has been inspired by fabric swatches. I have 10 great ideas for you, and today I won't be making anything. This is going to be another one of the junk journal inspiration videos. So I hope you can stay and I hope you get inspired. So let's start with the idea number 1, recipe cards. Not just any recipe cards. These are recipe cards for your natural dyes, and I've done quite a few videos on natural dyes, and I was going through my fabric stash and I thought it would be fun to make fabric swatches just with natural dyes and different fabrics. I have the gauze, I have the cotton, I have some lace here. They all take the dye differently. Here we have them hanging down, and these were done on the sewing machine, so smaller pieces of fabric. You don't need that much. And then I took a piece of paper that was dyed with the same dye, and I just typed on my typewriter just a short version of the recipe, and here as well I've typed directly on the card. And I think that's really interesting to put in the journals, whether you make them for yourself or whether you sell them. Isn't it a nice tag, some room to write, maybe some notes or observations? And after I've done one, I thought, well, how about I do the avocado one? And I loved it. The pinks are really nice. You can see the gauze and some silk and some synthetic fabrics, and they all took the dye differently. It was the same batch, but you end up with 3 different shades, and the same fabrics here but displayed differently. And that's the paper that was dyed with avocado as well. And then I created a little dangle or a charm. It says avocado dye. And I also made one with pomegranate dye, which gives a beautiful yellow. Again, here we have them displayed differently. That's typed on the pomegranate paper. And here we have it like this. Fabric swatches are like libraries of different fabrics, materials. And this way I was able to create like a little library of the fabrics that I dyed by myself. And I think it's a really nice idea, and in the future perhaps I will try, whenever I make a new dye, I would try to do 3 different fabrics and do another card on that dye as well, and have them like that is really nice as a reference, not just to add to a journal but also to keep for yourself. So that was my idea number 1. If you followed my channel for a while, you would know that I love making specimen cards. Probably charms and specimen cards is something that I really love making, and these are similar to that, but there's no plastic involved, there's no laminating, it's just fabric. Have a look. Fabric on both sides. It's a window, card in a card, and the fabric is in between. I love this one. So they are like index cards with fabrics. I think they're really fun, and I still have room to write here on the back, perhaps where I bought it, how much I paid for it, where I've used it, and things like that. They look really great in journals. Lovely piece of ephemera, and a way to share your most favorite pieces of lace with your friends or your customers. If you wonder how come the fabric isn't flimsy, I use ironing starch to make these laces a little bit firmer. You can also use just glue, cover the whole piece with the glue and let it dry, or you can use clear gesso. It will stiffen the fabric and it will be okay to use. I haven't used any here, and you can tell that it is a bit softer, but I've used it here, so it is firm. Okay, perhaps I will do a video on this topic in the future if you think that's something you would want to see. That is my idea number 2. Idea number 3 is something that we've already done. We've done this earlier this year. Spool tags with smaller pieces of fabrics and lace. There's a video on this. I will link it down below in the description box. There's also a freebie of these spool tags, and I think it's a really nice way to display your fabrics. And it's also a great ephemera for your junk journals. If you're working on a sewing themed journals, even if it's not a sewing themed journal, I think it'll look cute in any journal. For example, this one doesn't have any stamps that are related to sewing, but it can still be a nice tag in a journal, just with a little fabric sample here. So spool tags. Now what I have here is a way to display my fabrics and use them in junk journals in a really neat way. These were made with altered clothing tags, with these ones. Okay, that's from that one. When you buy something, an item of clothing, you always have these tags, and I was thinking of ways how to use them all up, and then it occurred to me that perhaps I can just wrap the fabric around one and then use another one that has a cleaned back to glue it and join them, and I think they look really cute. These are great for use with really thin fabrics, the ones that fold easily. A really nice way to keep all the fabric swatches that perhaps you have. You know, if you like sewing and you have lots of fabrics and you like to keep the samples of different designs, this is also a fun way. And you'd be recycling clothing tags, but they also look great in the journals. And there's room to write on the back. Again, you can write where you bought the fabric, how much it cost you, where you used it, and things like that. I'm thinking I'll probably be making more of these because they were really easy to make and I just love the result. Idea number 4 is to have your favorite laces or fabrics laminated. If you have a laminating machine, of course. I've laminated this one here. I really love that flower design there. I turned it into like a specimen card, and I've laminated these little lace flowers. Turn that into a specimen. Hope you can see. Then I have this one as well. It's really a fun addition to a sewing themed journal. Then here I laminated this little doily, and then I turned that into like a paper clip. I'll just show you, for example, if I decide to use it as a paper clip, I could just do that. I can then add something underneath. Okay, so that was another way of keeping little lace samples, perhaps, because it doesn't have to be just fabric, it can be lace as well. And this fabric had these lovely butterflies, and I just had to cut one square and laminate it. Perhaps I can even use it in a journal to create a little pocket or something like that. I really like it. Or maybe turn it into a specimen like that one. And then I have this one here, just a little rose, just cut the smallest little fabric swatch and turned it into a specimen. Yeah, so if you're running out of ideas for your sewing journals, this is what you can do and create something really unique. Then I had more laces. I'll just show you these, and I turned them into specimen cards. Lace butterfly, this was a piece of a doily, and I think they're really cute. Nice way to display them and fun addition to any sewing journal. So yes, you can laminate them. I don't think I can do a video without making a few charms. I'm just addicted to making charms, I think. Look at these. I've used those little tags that were part of a freebie for the newsletter from last week. Button, one of these bulb pins, and 3 different fabrics here, like real fabric swatches. I just cut them with scalloped scissors or with zigzag scissors, and I think it's really a lovely addition. It would look good like that on the outside, on the spine, or even on the inside. I think they're really cute. Have a look. These ones were cut like straight, and then these are, I have them like on an angle just to make them a little bit more fun. This one's on an angle too, and that one as well. I'll show you like this so that you can see them all better. And it's a great project for using up your small fabric pieces, your fabric scraps that perhaps you don't know how to use them. You just create these little dangles. Aren't they cute? And here we have the ones that were cut straight, also looking very good. Again, 3 different fabrics. This is the cardstock and buttons and bulb pins. These were so much fun to make and took no time. Then I remembered those little spool tags we've done, and the smallest ones we turned into charms. Again with little pieces of fabric, basically fabric samples, but also a decoration for a journal. Aren't they cute? But wait, have a look at these. Even smaller version of those. I just love these. Again, just 3 layers of fabric, and I had these numbers stamped on the pattern paper. I thought that would be fun to have them numbered like that. Fabric swatches are usually numbered or named. I really love these, and I have a few here. I'll just grab this and I'll show you because I've used them in the next idea. That's what they look like. It's a piece of lace and 2 pieces of fabric. Yes, so definitely you can create little dangles and charms inspired by fabric swatches. Why not? I think those are really cute. Then I had a lot of fun with these. This would be idea number 7, tags and cards with laces. So I've used laces as my fabric swatches. I'm going to show you the big ones first. So just a piece of lace that you cut, you glue it there and you decorate the bottom bit, or you don't have to, you can leave the room for writing, but I prefer to write on the back and have some decorations here on the front. So great, a little thing to add to a journal or to make your own, like a library of laces. Also, you can write where you bought it, how much you paid for it, where you've used it, where you intend to use it, and things like that. Now, that one is like that, but these 2 have pockets. Okay, I added some vellum paper down the bottom, created a pocket, and I put just some little decorations and ephemera for the sewing related journal. I love these. And that lace is beautiful. I think I've used some natural dyes on it, but they didn't really take the dye that well, but it still didn't stay white. It changed the color a little bit. And then here as well we have a little pocket. That's a napkin that's been laminated on one side. Turn that into a pocket and put some waxed pattern paper and other bits and pieces that look interesting. So there they are, large tags. And then I created some more like index cards, and these were inspired by vintage fashion. I've stamped that image, cut it out, used some other bits and pieces, glued the lace here, and just backed it up with some of those papers that were actually scanned fabrics. It's a freebie on my website. You can download it if you want to. I think these turned out really cute, and each one has one of those little charms with fabric swatches. I just love how they turned out. That one as well. I really like those. So idea number 8 would be to make fabric swatches in the shape of bookmarks. Why not? I've shown you these earlier this year when we've done those videos about laminating things, and I've laminated these thin laces to create bookmarks. They're also like a swatches or samples of lace, but they have a purpose of being a bookmark. And then I've done something similar but without the laminating. This is just fabric glued onto some craft cardstock, and I just stitched it around. They all have these large buttons at the top. I'll just show you how they work. Okay, so you can attach them like that. The button should stop them from falling further, and then you can see the button on top. You can do the zigzag edge, or you can keep it straight. It's up to you. If you happen to have some fun and nice looking fabrics, you can turn them into bookmarks easily. So idea number 9 is side decorations. Yay! We've done this video earlier this year, sometime in spring, and I've used these square fabric swatches to create side decorations, and then I use some round ones. This is how this works. You basically take one, let's see which one would look good here, and you just glue it on the side as a decoration. You can glue it like this. If you make a shorter one, you do it like that. They're lovely decorations, and also displaying your fabrics. So perhaps if you're doing a sewing journal, you plan to work with these 3 fabrics. These can be your fabric swatches for that project. I think it's really fun way of using small fabric pieces and also creating fabric swatches. And of course, I had to create some clusters. I just had a blast the other night. Just used my scraps, kept cutting little squares and then layering them one on top of the other and adding some buttons. It's one of those projects that I really like to do when I just don't want to think too much, just want to do something and create some embellishments for my journals. You can actually go more than 3 layers if you want. I've been doing like 3 small, medium and large, and just adding a button. I mean, there are ways of doing this just with scraps and irregular pieces, but I kind of like these square ones, and that's a nice addition in a journal, isn't it? Or perhaps to decorate envelopes, to decorate tags. Even some of these would look good. Instead of these laces, you could put fabric swatches, such as this one there. Just imagine that there was no lace. You can put that there. Actually, I think I can show you here better. You just put these clusters here instead of the window, and either leave that space for writing or you decorate it, and I think they're really, really cute. Okay, so there are my 10 ideas inspired by fabric swatches. I can't wait to actually start putting together some sewing journals. I've been creating papers and ephemera and embellishments and covers, but I haven't really put together one yet. I think I'm going to do that next. But in the meantime, let me know what you think in the comments below. I have done videos on some of these ideas, but not on all of them. If there's one in particular that you would really like me to do, let me know, and I'll do my best to do a video on that topic. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you got inspired to create. Have a nice weekend, and I see you in my next video. Bye for now.